Welcome back, everyone. Eloise is in her bed. It's 2025. It is time to talk about my plans for the year. A lot is about to change. So let's go. Okay, welcome back, everyone. It is good to see you all. My office is a little bit of a mess. I'm sorry to be in the office again. When I woke up this morning, it was -2 degrees and snow on the ground. Too much snow for me to run. Really cold. I got a new mountain bike I haven't been able to ride. Yes, I bought a mountain bike. That's something we're going to talk about. But we got to make a plan. I had a plan. I was ready to go. A number of people saw the chart and we're like, Apostle Islands, it's Apostle Islands. Apostle Islands and Georgian Bay have been on the board behind me for months. I've been doing a ton of research. I've been doing a ton of planning. And then 2 weeks ago, REI canceled experiences, which trickled down to me losing about half of my income for the year, I think. And so short of a sponsor coming on and saying, we want to cover the costs of Apostle Islands or Georgian Bay, I just simply can't afford to do those trips. I can't afford to take the 2.5 weeks that it would take and sort of lock myself in when I could, in theory, get offered a WFA course. That said, so those trips are temporarily off the board, literally and figuratively, but that does not mean that I'm done. There's a lot going on. Let's start by erasing Georgian Bay and Apostle Islands. I'm leaving that. We'll get back to that. And let's pull down this chart. That's Alaska. Let's pull down both of these charts. Okay, both of these charts are going away. And then East Coast charts are coming out. Yeah, I need that one. Don't need that one. Oh, I bet it's in current. Yep. You may recognize that. That is Assateague and Chincoteague, and I'm going to go back. So here's what is planned for 2025. Instead of a really big trip, I'm going to do multiple shorter trips. And the first one is going back to Assateague and doing the whole thing. I've been there twice. I did like a single overnight. I did like a 3-day. I think now I'm going to do a 5-day and branch in the whole thing. So Assateague is back. Okay, so that's the first one. The second is I am still going to Maine and Nova Scotia in June. That one is with the wife. That was already blocked out. So Maine, Nova Scotia is 2. That will be a full month. And on that trip, I think I'll do multiple, try and do more day trips in places there. So that's number 2. Number 3. The Presidential Traverse Trying to rope my friend Beth into doing that one with me. We will see how that plays out. She talked about being interested in doing it, but she's got a lot going on. She just signed up for an adventure race. So 1, 2, 3. There's one more. I'm not sure what this one's going to be yet. Bike packing. Some form of bike packing trip. I've got the bike. I need to build up my endurance. I need to buy bags for the bike and racks for the bike. I've got all the gear, I think, but I need to get that stuff so that I can do a multi-day bike trip. Believe it or not, there's one more possibility, which is why I didn't immediately throw that one back in the rack. I've been working for years to try and get to Portsmouth Village. It keeps getting weathered out. I might try and sneak that one in. I might have to just go there and wait for a weather window and race across to get it. It's not very far, but it is exposed. It's a whole deal. I've got other like biking day trips in mind. And part of this, you know, so we're branching out. 2 are kayaking, 1 is hiking, 1 is biking. I said this at the end of last year. I want to spread this out so that we're talking about more than just kayaking. And that's for a lot of reasons, but my goal for the channel is to get people outdoors. And a lot of times kayaking is not easily accessible for a lot of people. Hiking is easy and accessible for a lot of people, which is why the first 2 videos of the year were about hiking. If you haven't seen those, check them out. They're up here. But yeah, so that's my plan. Broaden the viewer base. 2 other things. Last year I had a subscriber goal of getting to 7,100, which would double every year. I've doubled my number of subscribers from the previous year. For like the past 3 years, I've done that. My goal this year is not to double. I think I just don't think that's going to happen. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think that's going to happen. My goal is 10,000. So I'm at 7,400 as I record this. I'd like to get to 10,000. That's my goal. The last part of this is every year I pick a word to represent the year. And last year it was map, after the year before being all over the place and living a bunch of different places. Now that I've settled, I've got a house, I'm super happy. Map worked really well. Now it's a little different. This year's word, because of all my work changes, this year's word is persist. And that's my goal. With all that's going on in both the world and my work life, I'm really hoping that we can just get through and get a bunch of the things planned that I have on the list. However, there is one more thing. In September, I am going to host a 2-day, like Friday night to Sunday afternoon at the group campsite in Assateague Island. I'm going to host a 2-day kayak camping skills weekend. I'm going to need 5 people to attend to make it happen. 10 people is going to be the cap. We're going to cover all of these things. And Friday, we're going to sit down and talk about what do the participants want to cover if there are things that aren't on that list. So a lot of things from packing and gear selection and food and stuff like that. Lots of giveaways for attendees. And I think Saturday night, I'm going to have someone give a class, an outsider, give a class on Dutch oven cooking in the backcountry. That's the plan. So if you're interested in that, it's Assateague Island over there. If you're interested in that, send me an email and I'm going to start a list of people who are interested. This will be a weekend in September. And I'd like to do one further north. So if you know of a venue like Connecticut, New England, I need a group campsite and I need access to the beach, but the access to the beach doesn't have to be from the group campsite. If you got a venue in the more northeast that you think would be great, let me know. If you're interested in taking part in that workshop, send me an email, brett@adventureotaku.com, or DM me on Instagram, adventure.otaku, whatever. Get in touch with me. I'm easy to find. Okay, that's it. Do me a favor, hit like, hit subscribe. I'll see you outside.